I was always told by a very wise man at the golf club, invest in shoes and a bed.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you're going to use them all the time and they need to be great and you've got to look after your feet and your back.
And this is what we're doing here, but in the golf equipment space, Joe. So we're going to discuss, as two men who get everything for free, I will have to caveat that. I'm not going to pretend that we've actually done this. But from our research, we think it's actually worth the money. Hello, welcome back to the episode of Kickpoint, the Golf Gear Show. Thank you for joining us for an hour or more of golf equipment chat. My name is Dan, and as always, I'm joined by my friend, colleague, co-host Joe Ferguson for a stuffed episode, Joe, of golf equipment content. Was that better for you?
Much better. It's just nice to mix it up. We're always jam-packed. I'm fed up with you packing me with jam, right?
Coming out your ears.
Exactly.
All your orifices. We've got some general preamble to get through, as always. What golf items are really worth the money, actually splashing out on, as two people who never spend any money on golf equipment. This is really relatable content, I hope.
Hang on, you bought a bag the other day. You showed me, and then you got it wrong, and you've had to buy another one.
We'll get on to that in a minute, won't we? You've been busy on AI again.
AI. ChatGPT.
And you've got a rant about hollow-bodied irons. Right then, Joe, social media. Here's one for you. Johnny, our social media, put a cracking suggestion online. It got the tongues wagging, didn't it?
Oh, this the Rory thing?
Yeah, and I misread it initially. I thought the debate was if you started 9 up on Rory McIlroy around your home course with 9 to play, would you beat him? And I was like, that's not even a debate. I'm going to halve a hole with him.
Because you're talking match play there, and you're thinking, yeah, you're going to bundle a par, he's going to miss a 8-foot birdie putt, and it's game over, isn't it? But no, stroke play. You've got a 9-stroke gross lead versus Rory McIlroy, and I think most people are bold enough to admit they would not beat him. But you'd like to think...
Well, I thought it wasn't even a debate when it first came up. I'm like, what are you on about? Of course he is. Yeah. And then you sort of broke it down to me. Back 9 at Fulford.
Yeah.
He needs to shoot. He's going to shoot, let's say 4 or 5 under, but I feel that's being quite bold. Is he going in blind? We're not giving him a practice knock,
are we? Yeah, but I think going in blind, he's still going to be all right, mate. He's pretty good.
So, but what would I have to shoot to maybe try and get level with him? Like 3 over,
so
4 over,
3, 4 over par for yourself, and you've got the nerves of playing with Rory breathing down your neck. It's I just wonder whether what's the sort of handicap cutoff where you think saying. Yes, because I'd like to think as a PGA pro myself, I could fend him off for 9 holes with a 9-shot lead. I don't know.
But what about me at 8 handicap?
Yeah, so then is 4 or 5 the number? Is 8 the number? I think the way you're playing, you might get it done at the moment. I think you probably could and would.
3 or 4 over on my own back 9. You feel like you'd be able to. Yeah. Want a flavour from the public?
Go on, what are they saying?
Hell no, said golf fashion guy Sam Jones.
Sam's good. Sam's
a
like
pro.
A scratch.
Yeah. Josh Murchie will be level after the first hole.
Okay.
That's good stuff. The people that say they can win are the same people who think they can land an aeroplane. No, people don't realise the gap between us and those guys, and that's it for me. The gap's massive, man. 9 shots is not even near enough.
For who? But it depends on who you are. What are you going on about? I think you're underestimating yourself. What did you shoot on the back 9 in the second round of the club champs when everything was being filmed?
7.
Was it?
Yeah, it was bad.
Oh, so he's going to shoot 2 or 3.
And I was striping it.
Yeah, maybe you're right then. No chance.
Let us know what you think. Quite simply, would you beat Rory McIlroy? No, there's obviously caveats there. Right, you've been on AI again, Joe. Show the people what you've been doing and why.
What's up there? Just get bored at home.
Oh,
Vokey.
I genuinely fell
on
for
the
that
screen,
one.
Yeah.
Vokey. In an iron set, you peed a few people off it.
Yeah, I've just been messing around, haven't I?
Bit antagonising.
Mini drivers, my irons that I think I want to see, and so on. And then, I just got bored one day and I thought, well, what if some of these individual designers that only stick in their lane branched out into other things? This was inspired actually by my friend Paul Hendrickson, who loves his Vokey wedges and keeps trying to extend them up the set.
As far as he can get them.
Well, he's down to 9 on now. So he got the 44-degree pitching wedge. So a strong wedge, essentially. He's bent that 2 degrees strong to 42, and he's playing it as a 9-iron. And I was joking about them when we were playing, where's this going to stop? And he was like, I'd have the full set if I could. And then, okay, that'd be interesting. I wonder why Vokey, wonder where they might stop at any point. So I just made a little AI set of Vokey design on it, really quick, like just knocked it up and just chucked in the wedge and said, make a set of irons out of these. A few different finishes, a black, a chrome, and a raw. And it was very polarising. There was massive views. But
people got really strong about it.
But there was some people like, sign me up, inject me. I need these. Where can I get them? All the way to, I'm going to kill you and your whole family. This is a disgrace. Like, there was some quite strong opinion in the world of you just knock up a Vokey set of irons. There's some nutcases out there, isn't there? So all that's done is make me want to make more AI to wind people
it's
up.
like every cafe or pub I go into now has the exact same generic AI poster that they've gone, we can cut our graphics team here and just sort of do it ourselves. It's got a bit of a stink about it, Joe.
Yeah, but I try and recognise that. Again, I'm a big self-awareness guy. I'm fine with things are rubbish, so long as people are aware they're rubbish and AI is sloppy. And I try and put that in the paragraph at the start, the little, the description of the video, whatever, caption or whatever it is. Try and say more AI slop, so I'm recognising
it's a bit of self-deprivation.
Yeah, just saying, look, this is AI slop, I know, but it's a bit of fun, isn't it? And then you still get these guys, this AI slop, this is nonsense, where do you live? You're like... Hey, calm down. I'm telling you it's slop.
I'm telling you where I live.
Please don't. So just a bit of fun, and I can't stop and I won't stop, so there'll be more.
On a more serious note, what's stopping Bob Vokey? I know he's a wedge specialist and that's his thing. Hey man, just see, what would you offer us?
Oh yeah, I mean,
just give it a go. Do you not think he's got a bit of an itch to try it?
Well, I mean, you've got Callaway selling out on their limited edition MB Raws that we've spoken about in about 10 seconds. You not think...
Imagine an MB with just BV on the bottom.
Just a little BV on the bottom, MB, and just charge
BVMB.
$5,000 a set.
Yeah.
They'd be gone in seconds.
Good little collector's items as well.
Absolutely seconds. And like, I know people are saying he sort of has left, but he's still lingering around. The name's there, and he turns up the odd appearance and things like that. And you just go, right, this is my parting gift to all you Vokey sort of disciples over the years. Limited edition, because there's people are they members of Vokey? I can't remember. Is that just the Scotty Cameron? You can kind of be a member of the sort of collector's era thing. I can't remember, but anyway, if you're a Vokey man and you've been a loyalist and you've got all the special editions and the wedge works, little mic drop parting gift from Bob as a set of irons. That'd be a lovely touch, Bob.
I'm off.
Go
okay,
on, Bob, get in there.
I'd like our listeners and viewers to also get stuck into AI and come up. What else have you got?
Yeah,
try and match Joe's creativeness.
Send us some AI
you're making
nonsense.
him do all the heavy lifting. You should see his Wi-Fi bill. It's not a thing, is it? You don't get paid by the make money.
Don't know.
Fantastic. Right, you now have a rant to go on. And I don't know if you kind of half briefed me on this. Just don't know if I understand it. Hollow-bodied irons. Is it all a myth?
Are they real?
We're getting very right wing.
Well, they are
very
real.
sort of speculative.
They're not a myth. They do exist. But what I'm starting to wonder, based on our rants, WAFCOM have alerted me to this, about the sort of marketing spiel around how much more ball speed and launch and everything you're going to get out of hollow-bodied irons. And obviously, what they neglect to mention, and WAFCOM have really highlighted,
WAFCOM have been noted.
There's a lot of it is the ball speed increases are from loft. So most of the 7 irons in the hollow body arena will be sort of 30 and a half maybe, whereas your MBs and your CBs, they're kind of saying, look how much quicker these are than them, are generally 34, 33. So it's, well, yeah, of course they're quicker because they're 3 to 4 degrees stronger. Now, that sort of bothers me to start. It's like the whole Bryson thing, when all the commentators forget that Bryson's irons aren't anything like
he's hitting an 8 iron.
He's hitting an 8 iron from 2 to... No, it's a 5 iron. But fine. If that makes you happy and makes your commentary fun, then good stuff. So it's a little bit like that for me. But also there's more to it, in my opinion. I'm wondering whether... I'm going to test it. It's got better and better over the years. The first hollow-bodied irons were just like a lottery. You'd get...
When were they?
Oh, great question. Do some digging in a bit. We'll get back to it. You don't need to do it now.
I ask a question. I demand an answer.
I think one of the
from
first
the Oracle.
I remember would have been...
It's good podcast content, isn't it?
2012, 2013. PXG were one of the first I tried.
Really?
The very first PXG that had sort of hollow-bodied and foam inside that were just super soft and springy, but I think it would have been before that, the early stuff. But yeah, there's the jumpiness, the potential hotspots have diminished for sure, but also you can't simply just ignore physics. When a face is thin because you've got hollow bodied and it impacts a ball at a certain amount of speed, it deflects. That's the whole point, as they're saying, is it deflects and kind of reforms, which creates the flex to propel it further, and that's the whole point of it. Well, physics dictates when anything deflects, and changes its form and reforms, then over time it's going to just keep going a little bit, and there's going to be some structural changes to what happens. Now, that can take its way in a couple of forms. It could just change the elasticity of the face over time a little bit. So you could get, potentially like with drivers, where you get driver creep and it gets a bit thinner and it's
is there
more
iron
flexible.
Creep?
I've not really.
This is what we're debating now, effectively.
Hear about it, but I'm wondering whether there is. If you're going to be using a set of irons for that period of time, well, there's a couple of people I've spoken to that say if you just take a look at like a well-used set of hollow-bodied irons and take your credit card to the face and lay your credit card or whatever across the face of the golf club, if they're pretty well used, you'll notice that the centre of the face quite often doesn't reach the credit card now. So they go concave. Many of them can go a little bit concave depending on the use. So yes, you don't often see the better players, your elite level players, your tour pros, using hollow-bodied irons. You might think, well, yeah, obviously, why wouldn't you if you get the ball speed boost? Well, there's got to be a reason. If you can have that ball speed boost and you're not using it, surely that would suggest that you're giving up something elsewhere. Would that make sense?
Fine. But do you think the flyer issue, which you see come up on every review of the modern ones,
wrong. Don't
better?
say flyer. Flyer is something that happens when there's moisture or grass caught between the club face
and that can happen with any club.
And that can happen with any club.
What do I mean?
You mean like a jumper or a hotspot? It hasn't really got a name. It's just there was a phenomenon early days in the hollow-bodied world where there'd just be specific points on the face where it would come off just 5 miles an hour quicker. Not a flyer, still have the same spin, but it would just go miles. So
they've got
that
better
seems
at
to be
solving
less
that.
of at the top end, at the premium end. When I test some hollow-bodied irons from some lesser manufacturers, if you like, lesser mainstream manufacturers, I see more of those sort of unpredictable strikes. And yeah, I think I'm just wondering whether, and I'm going to look more into it, but there are certainly some downsides to that, and I'm just trying to question in my head. I'm not saying yes or no here. I'm just putting it out there and want to know what other people's experiences, whether they're seeing what I'm seeing in terms of some unpredictability. And I am going to test my theory of, is it mainly loft that's achieving this? Like, is it just the fact that we're strengthening these irons and calling them super quick? So I'm going to strengthen up a P7TW from 34 to 30.
Yeah.
Pop it up against maybe a P790, do it with a couple of brands as well, and just see what the data difference is. Now, some people would suggest there's going to be a CG issue there, so they'll say, well, the reason they have to make them strong is because they're hollow and they can move the CG so low, so it pops up so high. So if you had it at 34 degrees, it would just hit the moon. That's why they strengthen it up. I think, personally, that's a convenient excuse for just strengthening them up to make them look like they go miles. I'm wondering whether that's the case. So I want to test it out.
Well, do some testing on it, and should we ask everyone listening and watching if they have, this is a niche request, if you have a hollow body set of irons you've been using for 2 or more years, lean your credit card against them.
Yeah.
And is there any difference?
The side of the credit card, not the flat bit that will bend to the shape of the face. Yeah, because that'll just bend wherever it goes, won't it, Dan? So
I'll push it against it.
Put in an edge.
Put a firm edge to see if there's any... and it should, on a brand new set,
and you'll have to look close. Yeah, on a brand new set, you'd be staggered if there's anything there. But I'd say if you've used them for 6 months to a year, just have a little look and see if anything's changed, because I've seen bits and bobs and stuff I've tested for sure.
Hey, you were right about the sort of beginnings of hollow-bodied irons, by the way. I thought they'd been around forever. The present modern day was PXG 0311, 2014, 15, and then the GOAT, as we've declared it, the P790 in 2017. Do you remember any of these? PRGR Intest, 1988.
Incest.
Japanese club maker. We're trying hollow structures and utility irons.
Okay.
Tailor-made ICW and burner mid-size.
ICW is stunning.
Inner cavity weighting.
Okay. So they've obviously hollowed out the cavity and popped the weight inside. Yeah, that's not.
And then the internet suggesting there was a driving iron expansion. So it was single irons were given a cavity because you needed that at the very top end, and then it became into the full sets.
Yeah.
So I didn't realise it was that recent then.
I remember when those PXGs first came out, and I was at Celtic Manor. I was maybe an assistant, or I don't know if I was head pro at that point, but was in on the bit where the guy, Richard Blamey, his name, I don't know if he still works for PXG, brought them in and we sort of tested them out. And he had showed the inside of the structure, and you're like, what? This is hollow, and it's got foam inside. What is this?
Yeah.
It felt great. That was such a good feeling iron, but it was also about 380 quid an iron.
That was their first iron. That was their first foray into the market.
And
Fair
it was
play.
incredibly expensive and had screws all over the back of it.
Do like a screw down there, don't they, in Arizona?
Do like a screw.
Love a screw. Ping love one in the toe.
Yeah.
Pigs, you want them all over the back.
Screw wherever you want.
Must be big screw down in Arizona. There must be some sort of screw supply.
Book a trip.
Good stuff. I like one of your rants. Okay, last one before.
It's not a rant. That's just
Sorry,
putting it out there because I don't have a.
You're thinking out loud.
That. I'm just wondering. Like I said, I've had a couple of conversations with people who've seen that. That there's got to be some give. There's got to be a reason. There's players are turning down the ball speed boost, and physics would dictate when something is deforming and reforming. There's got to be some sort of consequence.
We'll find out when you get busy.
When you all get your credit cards out.
Get your credit cards out. Right. In the unique way we record this show, Joe, we're behind on a social trend once again, but I kind of wanted to try and do it.
Okay.
Is that okay before we get into the new irons?
Is it a dance?
Yes. You ready?
Yeah. What
3,
do I do?
2, 1. I don't know, whatever. This is things that are worth the money.
Yes.
So I've seen people just basically, in whatever circle they're in on social media, doing things that are worth the money here.
Okay.
Or just people doing it in life, like things that are worth the money around your house, like a nice rug. A strong shag pile.
I was always told by a very wise man at the golf club, invest in shoes and a bed.
Yeah.
Because you're going to use them all the time and they need to be great and you've got to look after your feet and your back.
And this is what we're doing here, but in the golf equipment space, Joe. So we're going to discuss, as two men who get everything for free, I will have to caveat that. I'm not going to pretend that we've actually done this, but from our research, we think it's actually worth the money.
Go on then.
Things that are worth the money.
You're going to hit me up first, or am I?
Well, I know we've got an agreement, which is a Vessel golf bag. Now, your prime...
Of any description.
Because your prime example sits behind us here.
And this thing gets the prime.
Oh, is it?
So that is my prime example.
Very good. This thing gets treated like... It gets moved around a lot.
It goes to outdoor shoots for Golf Monthly. It gets carted down here every month to be a prop on here, or use it in competition sometimes, and it looks
like it just got
like I
delivered
pulled
to
it
you.
out the wrapper, doesn't it? And every function of that bag, every zip, every pocket, every magnet, every clip, everything is just so well built. I think I could have that bag for the next decade, and it will last the test of time. So when you spread the cost of that, which is an expensive tour bag,
and
it's
that's
probably
the thing,
£600 or so. But when you spread the cost over that over a decade, it's not too bad, is it? And then I've got a Vessel, I think mine's the Players V, I can't remember which one it is.
The DXR one with the water wicking material.
Bag, that's it. Same thing. Like carry bags again, like I fling them around. I'm not a careful man with things, am I?
No, far from it.
And once again, not a single stuck zip, not a bit of fraying, not a carabiner come loose, not a clip, not anything. It is... Sometimes I think this is the whole point of this segment, you get what you pay for.
This is the whole point of the segment.
Again, that's not a cheap carry bag. I think that's probably pushing the £400 mark,
£350 sort of minimum for a Vessel one. But again, it's a carry bag you use for 10 years. The amount of times I worked in retail and I'd get very specific bags that cost about 90 quid, come straight back in before their sort of so-called warranty came up. And you're just like, you're wasting your time, your money, resources, chopping and changing stuff like this. So that is a really good example. Another bag one actually we both agree on is Jones.
Yes.
Their player. So I actually bought this with my own money. So I can say this definitively. I bought the wrong Jones bag. There's two Jones bags, the carry ones.
You were trying to copy me, weren't you?
I was trying to copy you. After I caddied for you the other week with it, I was like, this thing's the D's B's.
Yeah.
I need it. Accidentally got they do a slightly cheaper one that isn't the same material. You need the Player S carry bag, which has this like thick canvas.
And it kind of sort of stays up on its own. A lot of the sort of moon baggy, what do you call them, Sunday bags.
They undress themselves.
Fall down on themselves.
They sort of expose themselves as you sort of stand it up and pick out a club.
Yeah, without a rod to stick it up, this just keeps its shape. It's incredibly hard wearing. Again, like I would look at it objectively and go, what?
70 quid?
£170 for a piece of cloth. That's ludicrous. But I feel, as you did, like $1 million when I'm using it. It just looks so cool and retro. Again, incredibly well built and well made. And I've never had so many compliments about anything I've ever used in golf ever.
Nope. Likewise. And that, if it makes you feel good, that's worth the money.
Isn't it just?
The main reason I did this piece, and this...
Trying to shoehorn something in, are you?
Genuinely. I think I've done this enough on this podcast. I don't know. Tell me if I have. The Sun Mountain Glider travel bag is, for when you're travelling, obviously, is worth every single penny you ever chuck at it. It's dear. 300 plus quid. There's also a brand new one coming out this year, which I think is going to be even more expensive because new ripstop material. They've done some bits to it, whatever. But case in point, Birmingham Airport. You ever been? Ever frequented? There's a slight uphill path toward the drop-off car park. Coming back from a holiday the other week, I've got my Sun Mountain Club glider. One finger I can just sort of nudge it with there.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
All the boys, long week, getting their shoulders pulled out of its socket.
While carrying a suitcase the other side.
Because they're having to support all of the 20 kilos of the bag. The Club Glider's little legs take all of it. It takes all of the 20 kilos. And every time you travel, you'll be so, so thankful for it. So when I was seeing this trend on social, I was like, that is the one piece of golf equipment that's worth every single penny. Even if you don't travel that much.
Can I play devil's advocate?
Of course you can.
Couple of things, like all of these things in life, there's always a little bit of trade-off. The structure that creates the little wheels for it to stand up and support
little extra legs.
There's a bit of weight to it, isn't there? So you are costing yourself when the weight restrictions are so tight, aren't they, on these airlines? And they 23 kgs.
I've been dinged for ages.
Generally, no.
Touch wood.
In fact, I haven't, to be fair. But if you're trying to get in under 23 kg, there's still plenty. You'll get all your 14 clubs in, but I used to be a man that would then wang in 6 pairs of shoes, all my toiletries, whatever else. You're not doing that. So you're giving a tiny bit away. So if you're someone who packs incredibly heavy, then you might want to consider that. And then the only other thing I would add to it, I hope they do in the second one, in my old TaylorMade one, which was a proper shoulder ripper itself.
Was it? Yeah.
There, I had a kind of a foam sort of wraparound thing for the top of the clubs with Velcro
on the inside of it, like a little nappy for it.
Yeah, like a little nappy that would help and make it even more structurally sound. I've taken, when I got rid of my TaylorMade one when my Club Glider turned up, I took the nappy out of the TaylorMade and I've added that to the Club Glider.
The That's clever.
So I've transferred the
Frankenstein travel.
Yeah, because I'm paranoid about that, and I end up then chucking 6 beach towels wrapping all the iron heads and stuff to protect.
Have you had any go in the bag before?
Never.
Neither have I.
To this day, I have not. One time I picked up someone else's clubs and took them home in the exact same TaylorMade travel bag, and they were just a bag of awful spanners. I was coming back from like the Portuguese amateur. Unfortunately, the bloke rang me or contacted me on Instagram, and we met up and we just swapped them back.
Was he far away? Didn't really matter at that stage. You were going to drive and get them.
No, it was all Midlandsy because we'd flown into Birmingham.
Fine.
But yeah, no, you're 100% right on that. So like I said, just worth mentioning the weight and things like that.
It is, because it's 6 kilo before you put anything in it.
Yeah.
That's like you've lost like nearly a third. If it's a 20 kilo limit, it's like you've lost a third.
But for the convenience and the ease of that, you'd probably give up 10, wouldn't you?
It's unbelievable. It's worth then if you have to check another bag, just paying for that. Because honestly, the long flight, hot, tired, can't find the cab, don't know where I am.
Or even queuing to drop the bags off.
Good one.
You're not having to keep pulling it and prop it and lift it up and put it down. It's just there lying 3/4 upright, and you just kick it forward with your foot gently.
Yeah.
And off it goes to the gates.
Honestly, if I left the industry now and someone said, what was the best thing you had or tested, that would be right up there for me.
This
isn't brought to you by Glider. I just genuinely recommend it.
In its category,
well worth the penny.
It is the GOAT, isn't it?
And I think they've patented that. Okay. So good luck anybody else trying to follow that up. It's just the best bag ever. Let us know what things are worth the money that you've purchased. Like if you got, I don't know, a pair of shoes that just lasted for like 10 plus years that's still really good. Any of the bags.
That was another one of yours, wasn't it? Like invest in a time and money. And time being a commodity, you said to me.
100%.
Investing the time to try out, test a number of shoes, get the perfect fit, do the research into Dan Parker's Golf Monthly articles to find out which ones
I've got some KPIs to hit on page view numbers.
Absolutely. So give it a click even if you don't read it. But yeah, investing the time and the research to find that pair of shoes, because you've probably all been there, getting a stinking pair of shoes that don't quite fit and 6 holes in, you're aching and you're
Have you had it though when you've got the Under Armour clones in this year, obviously by chance, I'm spending time because it's my job testing these things, but when we were at Saunton, rock hard ground, those things were comfortable. In the wet, they've been brilliant. I've just managed, like I've got a pair of shoes, I'm like, I don't think these will ever get beaten, and I've started to wear them in and they're a bit of me now. The value you get out of that is huge. So let us know if you got any more.
I'm with you.
Right, Titleist mini driver GTS300. Not breaking news this, but you finally got one and hit one. I'll be fascinated to hear what you've got to say. I read your review, you're quite effusive about it, really. It's tough with mini driver because what else is it going to really add to the market? But does this offer something noticeably different?
Not necessarily to market. I'd say it's put what was their first effort, which I thought was nice, but it felt more like a fairway would to me. The 280 felt not small, but it just looked like a big 3 wood to me. Whereas your secret weapons, your R7 quads looked like mini drivers. They look more of that dimension and shaping, and that seems to have been the feedback that Titleist got from their tour players, was just give us a bit more size, make it a little easier to hit. So essentially the major change is that it's gone from 280 to 300, as you might have guessed with the name, but the shaping, the adding in volume, the adding in size has taken place in terms of a footprint point of view rather than vertically.
So that stayed the same?
So it's gone horizontal, it's gone back, it's gone wider. It's just a bigger footprint of a head, but they've made very sure to keep the face depth exactly the same, which I think is a really, really nice addition, because you don't want to go too mega deep, although some people will experiment with that, like I've done on the Thriver side of things, whereby you get a super deep face, you can hit it low in the face, get more spin. This is just such a good middle ground, and for sure, I mean, there'll be people who love the sort of nostalgia and the fun element of and I do. I love that from the TaylorMade offerings when they use the burner copper mini, the R7 quad, and they use it as an excuse to roll out some nostalgic old models. Titleist haven't gone tongue in cheek. They've just made, I think, the classiest looking mini driver there is from the top. It's so clear.
We were talking about, what was that Sonatec 3 wood?
Yeah.
Barely anything on top there, is there?
I could even imagine it without that GTS, but they're always going to pop that there. But yeah, the face, I prefer this. I thought, I mean, again, I'm so fussy, and I'm probably change my preference half the time, so I don't know how anyone can ever win.
You're worse than the manufacturers
ever win with me. But yeah, I like the idea of the very bright silver face they put into the GTS fairway range until I saw it, and I felt it was a bit stark, the contrast, whereas some people have absolutely loved that and see a load of loft. On the GTS300, it's a much darker, so it's more charcoal on the face to the black on the crown, and that's just a bit more cohesive to me. It's less stark, blends really nicely. This is a really classy looking piece, good ball speed numbers, good adjustability, just a no frills, great looking, great shape, great size mini driver. This has got
it's a real catch-all club, I think. It's going to really appeal to a lot of people. Tee or deck favourability?
Both. So really? Again, there's like, generally speaking, the Callaway mini drivers I've used tend to seek the tee a lot more. Secret weapon I found better off the floor. This is really, I couldn't tell much difference, and the data in terms of spin and launch, unless you go on a really high tee peg, stayed pretty constant. I think that's why it's going to be a real favourite of the tour staff, because what you want in any portion of the bag as a better player is just predictability and the sort of spin differentials, the launch, the consistency, the feel. Yeah, I really do like that as a mini driver. I think I think it's, to me right now, it's if someone said you've got to play a mini driver, that would be the one that I would be playing for sure.
There you go. It's quite exciting.
Yeah, no, loved it. Really good.
How many we got now in the mini driver game?
Probably up to
5. This is just replacing one, isn't it? It's just replacing GT280
as well.
So there's 2 or 3 DTCs have come in, haven't they?
I received a
Tour Edge
one the other day, and received a McGregor one, which is going to be about no money.
Yeah, probably.
But the shaping, I haven't hit it. I pulled it out of the wrapper.
Like how it looks?
Oh, wow, it's like exactly the same shape and dimensions of the Titleist.
Ooh.
Not quite the premium finish, but I'm really intrigued to see what it's got in terms of performance, because it looks great. It's a really good looking golf club.
Okay, good. Noted.
We'll do
more head. But now it's time for our favourite part of the show, hopefully yours as well, where we answer some of your questions and read some of your comments. It is Ask the Pod.
Ask the Pod.
We can't hear it. Ask the Pod. Ask the Pod. It's Ask the Pod. I imagine that's what it's like if you're sort of a singer and your earpiece fails. You're just trying to work out where you are in the song. Someone to figure that out for us. Right. 10 clubs, Joe. We had a bit of a rant about that. Do you remember?
Rant. Again, you always say rant. Just suggestions. I'm just throwing it out there.
I've lost the email. There it is. So before I come on to the question...
Just not memorise that. It's only 1.5 lines.
Let me find the Instagram post about it, because we were saying quite effusively that we think the world should become a 10-club society and do away with these 14 clubs. More craftsmanship, more shotsmanship. Can that be
why
one?
not? Yeah. Well, if the rule does change and you're in charge of the marketing for it and you call it shotsmanship, I think you might get a little call from Wofcom, because that's marketing waffle you've just chucked out there.
The dude in the green hat, does he play with 10 clubs?
Well, in your face, mate, because I played with one the other day. So yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that next week. I find people on Instagram much more mean than they are on YouTube. I think people on YouTube actually like us. On Instagram, we pop up on their feed and they're like, "Who's this geezer with the wonky hat?"
Yeah.
No, I think 18 is the ideal amount of clubs. It's even and rounder than 10. 18 is divisible by 2.
How's it rounder than 10?
It's because it's divisible by 2, 3, 6, and 9. Additionally, it's 1 club per hole.
Good.
What hole? Bag hole?
18 holes of golf, Dan. Come on.
Hey,
come on.
Even down to 12 would be interesting.
Yeah.
Why? That's pathetic effort. At least get down to 10. Too many podcasts. That was just too many podcasts. If you don't know when the 14 club limit was introduced, brackets 1938, then you might...
Oh, God, here we go. What's this one?
5 likes. If you don't know when the 14 club limit was introduced, then you might be well advised not to pontificate over it much. Pontificate that, big man.
It's like I'll do with anything. Why do I need to know the date?
There was one more good one. Give me a second.
We're giving Dan a second, everybody.
Bear there. Someone just went, ban trolleys. Okay, fine.
Good platform for that.
Let's go into half sets. Don't hate it.
So what's the question? What would we get rid
things
of?
to talk about? We didn't, and we should have. Joseph Pers, our cat friend, Persy. Go on then. What 10 clubs would you use? We didn't even do that. What would you drop from your current 14 club lineup, Joe, were the rules to come into play?
I would. So I've got to get rid of 4, haven't I?
Yes. 10 minus 4. No. 14 minus 10. 4.
4. I would get rid of my 4 iron, 6 iron, 8 iron and wedge. I'd just go alternate irons, and I just would hit one a little bit softer when I was between clubs and lean on the other one. I'd like to keep my options at the top end of the bag, because I think that's where a lot of strokes are gained. I just don't think the strokes gained data, I think, would suggest that if you're hitting your 5 iron to on average 50 feet, but your 6 iron to 44 feet, it's going to be about the same strokes gained anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So, yeah, that's another one I was talking about with some people the other day. The iron set I've been designing, I just think the gapping has become ridiculous. That you go in 3 degrees gaps at 4 iron, 5 iron, 6 iron. So many people just hit those clubs the same distance. I was gonna keep a uniform 5 degrees between everything. I've gone 5 in the lower bit, and then I've just squeezed it to 4.
Boo!
I shouldn't have bottled it.
Shame on you, shame. Why have you bottled it?
I don't know. I still might rectify that.
Please do.
Yeah, Tom Bailey was trying to talk me into just 5 throughout, and I think he's probably right.
He's
it
right.
Just opens up so many more slots elsewhere.
Why does
in the
that?
bag.
Why? Because then.
Well, because if you're trying to get to a 20 degree 4 iron or 3 iron, for example, say, I'm taking 2 less clubs to get there. Because I've got a 20, a 25, a 30, a 35, a 40, a 45 down to pitching wedge.
45 being the wedge.
Yeah. And
49, 35, 8.
Normally it would take me 2 more clubs to get there, because I would have a 20 degree 3 iron, then I would have 23 degree, a 26 degree, a 30 degree.
And it opens up more fun ends of the bag.
And you just and 1 or 2 degrees difference at that area of the bag might equate to 4 yards. I think I can cope with that. And then you just free up different. You can have a different bounce wedge of the same loft if you want. You could have a fade and a draw driver if you want. You could have I've seen people in links golf have a high and a low driver, like 5 degrees for into the wind and 12 degrees for downwind. It just opens up possibilities if it's staying at 14. So I would I'd carve it up. I'd just go even or odd irons either way. I don't really care. And then just open up something elsewhere. What would you do?
I would go.
Yeah, I'd do that, Joe, too. That's a good idea.
Someone noted that in your in your.
He got it the wrong way around though. Yeah, he said, "Oh, it's nice to see Dan copying Daddy" or something like that. So I said something, you just repeated it. It was the other way around. You said "get down," and I went get down. It was the other way around.
I got it wrong, see?
Yeah.
But I have been known, when did I carried a few at JCB, and I'd just say, it would get down, and you'd be like, go. I didn't have any idea. I was just trying to sound important. I would go 3 wood.
Yeah.
No driver. Can't hit a driver anyway. We've been through this. 7 wood. That's 2.
Could get rid of your 5 hybrid, couldn't you? Because that doesn't go as far as you.
But I wanted all my irons still.
Okay.
So I'd then go 5.
You love your irons now.
I love. Swore then. 5 iron, 6 iron, 7 iron, 8 iron, 9 iron.
Yeah. We're at 7.
Pitch, sand, putter.
Good.
There you go, everybody.
Solid little setup. And do you think you'd play any worse?
God, no.
Yeah,
That's what as you said last week, I banned 3 clubs around anyway because I'm not getting on with them that day.
So
I've been playing with 10 clubs this whole time.
You're a pioneer, Daniel.
Sub-challenge from Joseph. Dismiss, sorry. What adjustments would you make if the 1-inch tee were also a requirement? In this world we're trying to, this better world we're trying to create, mine wouldn't change an inch. Excuse the pun.
No, you'd be meaning to me probably not either. Again, most of my
still let your big boy off that, would you?
Most of my drives come off little peg down squeeze because I have my dispersion issues. So it's only very rare occasions where
is the doctor looking at that for you?
He is. Yeah. We're getting some cream. I'm going to wait till I get back off my holiday to start applying that. So yeah, it wouldn't change much for me, but I think. In the main, so a lot of the pros, say like a Rory, for example, who pegs it up at least a couple of inches and sweeping up on it 5-6 degrees at times, he would either have to accept, because he still does hit off like 1-inch tees at times when he's trying to hit little knuckleball drillers into the wind. So he would have to accept that's his new ball flight and deal with it, or he would likely have to go up a degree or so in the loft just to get some launch back into it, which would make it a little bit spinnier. So that's the whole point about getting the ball pegged down more, is that if people want to get the height and carry still, they'd have to change the loft to do so. As such, launch and spin would go up, and it would be very difficult to achieve that same carry that you can with a 5 or 6 degree upward launch angle.
Can I bring you down to 7?
7 what?
Clubs. Sorry, yeah. So to seek some context there. What 3 are going away from that set now if I bring you down to just to a half set?
I would take out 3 wood. I'd just go driver and hybrid. So I'm missing one there. I would take out gap wedge. So I'll just leave my pitching wedge and my sand wedge and the lob wedge.
You still have 3 wedges?
No.
Tough, isn't it, the old half set?
7's tough, isn't it? Yeah.
That's where, so I think 10's like, 10
generous.
feels safe.
10's still very comfortable.
Too generous
for most
then?
people,
7 feels tight. 7 plus putter? Putter feels like it doesn't count. Like the putter has to be there. So should we do 8? Is 8 your limit?
Well, I think then I would, if you were going 7, I'd get rid of driver and hybrid and just have 3 wood. 3 would have to be my tee club and my fairway. It would have to be my long tee club and my long fairway club. I like it. It's interesting. But I still 100% think myself and Sir Nick Faldo, the 2 most important people in the game, feel that without a doubt, if you got rid of tee pegs, I'm still not on the 1-inch tee. It's a start, but it's like going from 14 clubs to 12 clubs for me. That just get the game off the ground, and then you'll see who the best ball strikers are. And like I said before a million times, there's not a soul really playing the game that can carry it 290, 300 consistently off the deck. And then it's all sorted. You're done. You're fine.
We've fixed golf, I think.
Yeah.
Right, one more before we go. WAFCOM have been on this one. Mike Kelly's been in touch. Hey guys, still loving your podcast. I have a quick question for you. Ask the pod. I, like most golfers, mark my balls with ink to distinguish them from other balls.
Good.
Good, we're happy with that?
Not blood, ink.
But recently, with TaylorMade marketing the importance of a perfect layer of paint, I can't help but worry that every time I throw a splotch of ink on my ball, I'm making it unbalanced. Thoughts, Mike Kelly? Thank you, Mike. I think it's one for WAFCOM, because what pro doesn't put ink on their ball? And if it was actually affecting it, which someone would have figured out by now, you'll be absolutely fine, mate. Just don't colour your ball in Sharpie. Just put a little dot on there, put a little MK for your initials, and move on.
There's a couple of points to this, isn't there? So there's the whole idea of how far makes an actual tangible difference. Like what's the point? And to me, like a couple of dots of Sharpie ink, obviously to me, I'm saying that doesn't make any difference. In theory, if you looked at it in a granular detail and you microscoped in, you could probably find something. But in a practical sense, I don't think that would make any difference at all. to the point where I think Wofcom should be involved in the tailor-made micro painting thing. I played that TP5 and TP5X ball all for 2 years prior to them telling me it was deficient in its painting methods. I never had a single issue.
Pretty sure Rory won the Masters with this deficient ball.
With this stuff. So it's a good marketing ploy. I thought it was a strange one at the time to be sort of saying, "Oh, what we've done is bad and we fixed it." But I've been now playing the new ball, and I've noticed precisely no difference. Like maybe that's a me thing. Maybe they will say, when you slow that down, we can show you the actual tangible difference. But in a practical playing sense, I've noticed no difference whatsoever. So I think you're absolutely fine with inking your balls. Bryson, again, do you remember the time when he's an Epsom salts man, where he puts the golf balls in the bath with Epsom salts, gets them to rest at their balancing point, and then will mark. So that's an odd one, the way he does that. And so he puts the Epsom salts in the bath, gets them to sit on their natural orientation.
Do you reckon he sits in there with them?
I'd like to think so.
Because you might as well.
New girlfriend.
Has he got a girlfriend?
I've seen his new girlfriend. Pictures from the closet. So this lady from the... well, you'll see. There's a lady who's been sending out selfies from his closet with Crushers hats in the background and stuff, etc., etc., etc.
Wow.
So I wonder whether they're in the bath balancing.
Well, listen, if you're putting Epsom salts in the bath and running a warm bath, you might as well get stuck in. It was nice and relaxing.
But then, so the whole point of that was he would get them to sit on what was their balanced orientation. Great stuff. And then he'd put a big marker, a Sharpie marker, on the balance point. So you're like, well, aren't they now unbalanced?
Flipping around again. I think on that one, Mike, we're overthinking. Put your name on your balls, for goodness sake, so you can identify them.
Valid point, though.
How about that? No, it's a valid point, and one for Wofcom. Right, that's it this week, Joe. Thank you very much for your insights, as always.
Pleasure, Daniel.
Next week, we're doing... You've made a wedge. You've made a wedge?
I haven't made a wedge.
You've been consulted.
I've been, yeah.
Correct. Yeah, good. We're going to chat about how you played in one club and all of the sort of equipment and other bits around that. Some shaft lies, Joe. People have been lying about the old shafts, haven't they? And then you come up with the old equipment transfer window, one of Joe's late night ideas.
Yes.
And then we're going to delve into your Vibesman bags next week. Very excited for this, Joe. We're going to get something rolling here. So thank you.
Thank you, Wofcom, for your continued support.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. See you next week.
Bye.